All right, welcome everyone. This is Farmer Cop here. We're going to go over the new beekeeping mod. This is a mod by Zottlezocht. This is 1.31 megabytes to download, and this is for all platforms. So the beekeeping mod here is designed to allow you a very fast production chain that's going to manufacture honey at a very high rate of speed. However, I was skeptical when I saw it if you would actually be able to make any money off of this. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at that as well at the very end, as I like to do with these production videos. So there are two required mods, the Sawmill, also by Zottlezocht, and the Production for Empty Pallets and Barrels by Zottlezocht, and we will get to those in a minute. So basically our production chain here that we're looking at is this guy right here. This is the honey chain. If we go into here, we go under production, down at the very end, right here, the beekeeping mod, it's gonna have this facility right here. So if we take a look around it, we have the wrench to activate stuff here. There's no area that it shows where you can get stuff out of it in terms of pallets, but in testing I had pallets just kind of spawn right up against the building. It was a little weird actually. I'm not sure why this output is here. You might be able to get it if you put this into distributing or something. I'm not sure how you can be able to get that out otherwise, but anyhow, then we have where you can put in your inputs here. There's nothing around the sides of the building, just some kind of decorative beehives around the side of the building, but regardless of that, it works out really well. So let's talk about this production chain. If we go actually into the menu here, if we go activate it here. So beekeeping, so cycles per month, 24 cycles per month. It's going to take 100 liters of pellets, 100 liters of barrels, and make you 1,000 liters of honey. So normally you know that honey doesn't require any products. It's just a slower kind of output here. So if you have honey that you're just doing on your fields with regular in-game beehives, you're just going to get honey without having to provide it with anything. So that's the disadvantage to this. You have to provide it with something, but we'll take a look at that and see if it's actually worth it or not. So again, you can see your incoming materials and outgoing materials honey here. So I put a little bit of barrels in there. Now it should be able to hold 100,000 liters of each one of these products. Well, except for honey, it's going to hold 1 million liters of honey, 100,000 liters of barrels, 100,000 liters of pallets, and 1 million liters of honey inside here. So if there's nowhere for the honey to go, you can set it to distributing and it'll just stay in here until you want some of it out. Now, the only problem that I noticed with this that I didn't like about it is there's no new honey pallets. You're still getting the same honey pellets that hold 4,000 liters here that are popping out of this bad boy right here. So that's a little bit tricky in terms of that. But yeah. So, yeah, you're still just gonna get those small pallets out. Now, distributing, obviously this will move on to your next production chain if you have it like a serial production point or something like that. Or you can have it set to storing where it's gonna pop pallets out. And you can set it to selling where it's going to automatically sell it for you at a fee. I wouldn't recommend that because you're going to lose some money there, I think. So I would recommend just doing storing and just having an auto load trailer that's going to auto load the honey onto it like the TLX Phoenix. That's going to probably be the easiest way to go about using this thing. So, and that is for all platforms, by the way. So all these down here, you have 8 of the same production. So it's kind of interesting, and you might wonder why that is. Well, there's a very good reason for it. What Zottlezocht has basically done here is divided out this production chain into these different sections so you can decide how much you want to produce. Each one of these in a 24-hour period, or excuse me, in a 1-month period, I shouldn't say 24-hour, in a 1-month period we'll do 24 cycles. So this will happen 24 times. So each one of these is going to produce 24,000 liters of honey a month. So if you needed, let's say you're like, okay, we need 48,000 liters this month, or maybe even 36. You're like, well, we'll only activate 2, because if we activate more, you're going to have way more honey than you need to deal with. So you only have to activate what you actually want to use, which is kind of nice. Now, full bore, if you have all these guys activated, we'll talk about it a little bit later. I believe you're going to make 192,000 liters of honey per month, which is a lot. I usually play with 1 day month, so that means that's every day for me in my game. So anyhow, yeah, in order to use this thing, you just have to make sure you put these guys in here and activate one of these, and again, you can go through activate all of these if you wanted to, or you don't have to do that either. But that's how you're going to get these guys going, just like any other production chain. You're good to go. Now let's talk about how you're gonna get these pallets and barrels. So we have a pallet of barrels here and a pallet of pallets here. So we need these 2 production chains here. So the first one here is the Sawmill. So we're gonna need this first. This is one of those required mods. So if we go in the store here, under production chains down to the very end, we have this Sawmill mod here. So we're gonna wanna place this down. This works as a production point as well. So this is gonna produce planks like any other sawmill would, but also it's gonna produce beams. So you need to provide wood to it to get beams out. This is what we're looking for. Beams is what we're looking for. So again, put wood in, you're gonna get beams out. Yes, you're gonna get wood chips and bark mulch, which is added in with this mod as well. But the thing we need is beams, which are gonna be these pallets right here. Then you're gonna wanna take your beams, and like, you can't lift any of these pallets, by the way. I just have super strength on, that's why I'm able to lift them. We're gonna take them over to this bad boy right here, which is your barrel and pallet production, which if we look in here, under production, down at the very end, it's this guy right here. So you're gonna place this guy down so you can use this guy as well. So again, it's a little bit expensive to get this whole setup going, but after you get those beams, you're gonna take them and put them into this production point because the barrels and the pallets both require beams. Now, yes, they also require planks, but the new product that you need to be able to make is the beams here. So if you're running this with both of these running, you'll get plenty of planks and beams, hopefully to be able to produce all the barrels and pallets that you need. And then once you get pallets and barrels, you can move them over here to your bee production point here, your beekeeping mod here. Now, that is exactly how to use it. That's everything you probably need to know in terms of that. I don't think I missed anything there. Again, I did do that fairly quick because this is just a quick overview of this production chain. I do have other tutorials if you want to have more detailed looks at how production chains work. But once we get the honey rolling, let's talk about if this is actually profitable. So I'm going to pull up something on your screen here in just a second. There, perfect. Okay, it should be on your screen now. So couple notes here. I use the Steam price sheet, which is linked down below in the description, for how I determined what the honey price would be. And then I have economic difficulty set to normal. So let's look at this here. So the product, first I have on there honey 1. That means basically if we look at production chain, you know how it had 8 slots to run honey? That's if you're only running 1. The one below that is if you're running 8. Now the input cost is based on those prices I used below, which is the highest price for barrels and the highest price for pallets. So those are the highest prices for both of those products there. Now the reason I have those as the input prices, because basically what I'm saying here is if you took those barrels and pallets, are you better off selling them or are you better off making them into honey? That's what we're looking at. We want to see if we can actually make a profit off of this. Now it's one thing if you just want to make more honey and you need honey for cereal production or something like that. We're not necessarily looking at that. This is a great way to make honey fast. We're seeing if it's a profitable production chain, which it really is. So basically we're taking 100 liters of pallets, so a tenth of the 36.72, and 100 liters of barrels, so a tenth of that 38.88 price down there, because those are the prices per 1,000 liters, and that's going to give us $756 of input cost. Now the output for 1,000 liters of honey at a decent sell price, at 100% sell price on the store, is $1,800 per 1,000 liters. So you're making a profit per cycle of $1,044. So per month, because 1,044 is only one of the cycles and it does 24 cycles per month, down below you can see per month, if you're running one of them, you're going to make $25,000 per month. Now if you're running all of them, again the inputs are 6,048, it's just multiplied by 8 essentially, and then the outputs are 14,400. You're going to make $8,352 per cycle because you're going to have all 8 of those running. Now you multiply that by 24, you're going to make $200,000 on honey profit every single month, which is a lot. So this is a very profitable production chain. Again, it has the ability to produce up to 192,000 liters of honey per month. Now down there under honey, I also put a second price that's $2,700 per 1,000 liters. That's not calculated into any of this here, but I wanted to note that because the Steam price sheet noted that honey could potentially get up to that price there. So obviously you would multiply your profit even more if you sold it at that much higher price. But yeah, so overall, yes, this thing is a very profitable mod, very easy to use, very good mod, very well done, Zottlezock. The only thing I would ask probably as like a recommendation maybe is a little bit more obvious space for the pallets to spawn out, but otherwise this thing is really squared away. So anyhow, if you guys enjoyed this video, drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button up on the screen to join the Farmer Cop channel and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any future videos that I may post. This has been Farmer Cop. Thank you guys for coming and for watching.